Every morning, 𝒌𝒦𝒐 wakes up with a body that feels like it's been crushed. Finding himself in bizarre locations is normal once. He even woke up atop the Hanoi spire. The mystery unravels when a stranger suddenly lunges at him, pinning him with a sharp stake. Lee Van Phi unleashes a devastating formation, leaving our hero on the brink of total defeat. Disappointed, Van Phi prepares to leave, but suddenly, 𝒚𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒕's dormant, godlike power finally explodes. It is the legendary heavenly dog energy. Thrilled, Van Phi tries to slay the beast alone. Karma hits hard as the beast pummels him until a mysterious girl suddenly intervenes to help. Claiming to be from the Little Sun Bureau, she unleashes frost to suppress the rampaging monster. With a jade-shattering strike, she rains down ice, eventually knocking 𝒚𝒄𝒂𝒏 into a deep slumber. In his dreams, he sees his father, the man who once carried him home after a disaster. His father hid the truth, that 𝒚𝒄𝒂💏 had leveled an entire forest with bare hands. "One day you must stand alone," his father warned, "and find your own way home, son." Waking up, 𝒚𝒄𝒂💏 narrowly avoids another frost blast, only to be sent flying back again. Seeing his pathetic, trembling form, the girl realizes the monster is gone and sheathes her blade. She demands he follow her, but 𝒚𝒄𝒂💏, still clueless about his strength, clumsily tries to resist. "Don't think beauty can fool me," he yells, threatening to call the cops on his savior. Seeing her sword in the explosion craters, he's sure she's a criminal, so she kicks him silent. Now, sporting a swollen face and bruised ego, 𝒚𝒄𝒂💏 obediently follows the terrifying little Tyrant. Meanwhile, a stubborn Van Phi fumes over his lost prey, swearing he will have revenge soon. Uncle Dien delivers a swift kick, nearly sending the arrogant brat tumbling to his doom below. "Stop hunting that heavenly dog," he roars, threatening to break the boy's legs for his interference. Suddenly, a white-robed figure emerges, striking pure, icy terror into Uncle Dien's very soul. This strange man wears a weeb hoodie and sports a creepy, dead-eyed grin of absolute danger. "Who here is looking for death?" he asks, demanding an immediate explanation from the trembling Dien. While Dien grovels, Van Phi, the idiot, actually tries to attack the Supreme Master for insulting his elder. His needles are swatted away. Seeing this, Dien panics and strikes Van Phi's head himself. "Forgive this brainless brat," Dien screams, slamming the boy's head down in a desperate plea. He begs the Great Lord for mercy, claiming Van Phi is just a clueless, rule-breaking rookie. He promises to discipline the boy, but Van Phi's defiant attitude only makes things much worse. The white-robed master unleashes a crushing aura, instantly pinning the brat to the earth like stone. "We won't touch the boy again," Dien cries, but the master notes they've already crossed the line. Forced to reveal the heavenly dog, their crime is unforgivable, and the price will be steep. Face pale as death, old Dien realizes his failure to restrain Van Phi has invited catastrophe. He begs to take the punishment himself, pleading for the Great Lord to spare the boy. The master simply smiles, seals Dien's bleeding shoulder, and vanishes into the thin air. To show sincerity, old Dien ruthlessly severs his own arm, a brutal lesson for the arrogant youth. The white-robed figure retreats with grace, but once alone, he violently coughs up a spray of blood. It seems his old wounds flared up from using power, or so it appeared to the world. He tries to look cool for a stranger, but his body suddenly gives out and he collapses. The legendary master wasn't dying, he just hadn't eaten a single scrap of food in 2 days. Meanwhile, 𝒚𝒄𝒂💏 arrives at the Little Sun headquarters, a place that looks like a rundown shack. Confused, he asks about her connection to Van Phi, but her cryptic answers make no sense. Giving up on logic, he steps inside to find the truth hidden within this strange organization. To his shock, the interior is a breathtaking paradise, vastly different from the crumbling ruins outside. As he explores the poetic hallways, a bizarre and unsettling sound echoes from a nearby room. 𝒊𝒏𝒈 drew her blade, ready for battle. Instead, she found the mysterious great boss of Little Sun, the spectral figure who terrified the underworld elites. He looked as pale as a starving, hungry ghost. The duo served a grand feast to appease him. Surprisingly, 𝒌𝒦𝒐 understood his muffled mumbles perfectly. The boss grumbled that 𝒊𝒏𝒈 left 0 cash. He couldn't even afford a snack, let alone fun. The agency was in ruins. No jobs for 2 months, and the bills were 6 months overdue. After gorging himself, the boss promised wealth, but only if 𝒊𝒏𝒈 completed her next secret mission. Suddenly, the boss began a strange, hands-on physical exam. He started touching 𝒌𝒦𝒐's body everywhere. 𝒚𝒟𝒂𝒏 suspected a total creep. But the boss dropped a bomb. Mingwu's life was ending very soon. Fear gripped Mingwu, but the boss ignored his panic, shifting focus to a new urgent task instead. The mission? Finding a lost cat for a neighbor? 𝑘𝒆𝒓 sighed in pure, soul-crushing disappointment. This was the third cat this month. Was this legendary organization just a pet-finding service now? But rent was due, and pride didn't fill stomachs. 𝒆𝒓 accepted the photo and left quickly. With her gone, Mingwu demanded answers. What kind of work did little son actually do here? The office was just a front. Their real business? High-stakes operations in the hidden martial world. The boss revealed a secret. He saved Mingwu as a favor to a legendary, longtime friend. That friend was Mingwu's own father. Mingwu was shocked. Did his dad have such powerful, mysterious connections? But their history was a mess. Every time the boss remembered Mingwu's dad, his blood boiled. Their last meeting ended in disaster. They drank until dawn, but Dad pulled a massive fast one. When the boss woke up, the old man was gone. He left the boss with a massive bill. To pay the debt, the great boss became a dishwasher. He spent years scrubbing plates in shame. He bragged about his culinary mastery until Mingwu nearly died of boredom listening to the story. Finally, the boss revealed his true name. Tyrant Demon King, the legendary master of the hidden peaks. Mingwu remembered. His father had once mentioned this name as a man of true, unstoppable power. The boss turned serious. Within Mingwu resided the heavenly dog, an ancient and catastrophic demonic power. It wasn't a disease. It was an entity. It could devour Mingwu's very soul at any moment. Mingwu froze. He had heard this name before. What exactly was this heavenly dog curse anyway? It wasn't the myth from folklore. It was something far more terrifying, a manifestation of pure, cosmic disaster. The boss dropped a truth bomb. Heavenly dogs are humans who have ascended or gone completely mad. There was no cure. Even Mingwu's father and the great boss couldn't remove it from him. But there was a way to tame it. The boss had spent years perfecting a forbidden art. He combined lifelong techniques into one ultimate move. The legendary 𝒔 divine manual. This broken technique could transform the deadly curse into the most overpowered strength in existence. Mingwu was hyped until he saw the manual. It looked like a messy, discarded elementary school notebook. It literally was 𝒆𝒓's old scrap paper. The handwriting was absolutely atrocious and unreadable. Mingwu stared at the scribbles. A primary schooler could write better than this legendary boss could. The boss snapped. He nearly took the secret technique back after Mingwu insulted his terrible penmanship. Only the debt to Mingwu's father kept him from kicking the brat out right then. He tried to read his own notes, but even the creator couldn't decipher his own scrawl. "Give me 10 days, he yelled. He needed time to translate his own legendary technique back. He warned Mingwu, "The world wants your power. You aren't safe. You must stay here." Mingwu was thrilled. A free place to hide from his debt collectors? This was absolutely perfect. But the boss smirked. "Who said it is free? Rent here costs a massive fortune, kid." He had already moved Mingwu's stuff in. The mover was none other than the scary Sister True. She demanded an extra fee, too. Mingwu wanted to cry. He was trapped in a brand new debt. Just then, 𝒆𝒓 returned from her epic cat-finding mission, looking completely drained and exhausted. 𝑘𝒆𝒏 hoped for a savior among the crowd, but the innocent girl joined the shakedown instead. After the solar squad squeezed him dry, our ordinary MC brooded over his bizarre, chaotic life. Morning came as Miss Vuong retrieved her cat, leaving a massive cash reward for the greedy gang. Waking up, MC found the boss plotting. He just wanted to attend school like a normal civilian. Boss 𝒕 was flabbergasted. Why would a monster-level powerhouse be so obsessed with boring classroom lectures? MC explained his dire crisis. Skipping more classes would lead to certain academic death and total expulsion. At top universities, everyone is a genius. If a king-level beast fails school, the world might laugh. The solar thugs were baffled. They'd never stepped in a library or understood the power of grades. Fearing MC's heavenly hound power might accidentally detonate, the boss assigned Tyrant as his shadow. MC suspected another hidden fee, but boss 𝒕 wasn't quite that shameless, at least, not this time. Escorted to the gates, MC realized his reputation was already incinerated by a legendary scumbag rumor. Tyrant had threatened students with a knife just to find him, painting him as a playboy. MC's social life died instantly. The mastermind behind this drama? The devious 𝒏𝒕, of course. While bickering, a flock of mutated birds struck. 𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔 sensed the bloodlust and protected our MC. Her blade danced, shredding the cursed flock. This was no accident. It was high-level dark sorcery. Someone was using Jinghead arts to hunt them. MC trembled, oblivious to his own world-ending strength. Fearing an invisible enemy, the timid king-level MC ditched school and retreated for his own safety. Watching from afar, a lowly named Sun Shishi cursed the scumbag and his mysterious, powerful female protector. Caught by her teacher, Shishi faked a research project, accidentally studying for 3 hours in total confusion. She eventually snapped out of it, fuming that she'd spent her killing time doing actual academic homework. A call arrived regarding a corrupt lawyer. It was time for Shishi to reveal her secret vigilante side. The cute loli transformed into an executioner, hanging the guilty lawyer from a tree like a trophy. Shishi reflected on the world's filth, projecting her hatred for her trashy parents onto the scumbag MC. Her parents were worse than any villain, ignoring her for 5 days while chasing their secret lovers. Fueled by rage, Shishi headed to a mercenary bar to hire muscle to isolate and crush MC. The bar went silent as one thug recognized 𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒈'𝒔's true identity. The legendary ghost's nightmare, Jiang Shui. Deep in the shadows, the tiny 𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒕 spies on our heroes through high-powered binoculars. She fumes with rage, watching that scumbag 𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔 being protected by a powerful mage. Her secret investigation is nearly ruined when her teacher catches her lurking in the faculty office. Donning an innocent mask, the little genius easily cons her teacher with fake research questions. 3 hours later, she's annoyed how did her revenge plot turn into an actual study session. Passersby think she's losing her mind, while creepy simps find her frantic rambling incredibly cute. Ring! Her secret contact confirms the files are ready regarding a rich brat's murder case. A corrupt lawyer manipulated the evidence, letting a cold-blooded killer walk free from justice. 𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒕's gaze turns cold. This lawyer's debt to society is finally overdue for collection. Night falls as her secret identity awakens. The tiny vigilante hangs the lawyer from a tree. After forcing a confession, she wonders why the world is crawling with such lawless trash. Money over morality, greed over life, the depravity of these humans truly sickens her soul. She's reminded of her own scumbag parents, whose disgusting lives put 𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔 to shame. She's been missing 5 days, yet her parents are likely too busy with lovers to care. Furious at everything, she decides to unleash her legendary heroine persona on 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒈'𝒔 group. She enters a dark underworld bar, offering a bounty to distract the mage, 𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒈'𝒔. The greedy mercenaries cheer, thinking this little girl's mission will be an easy, profitable payday. But the room freezes. One thug recognizes the target as the legendary ghost Sorrow. It is 𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒈'𝒔, a name that strikes absolute terror into the heart of every monster. At the mere mention of the boss, everyone trembles in pure terror. Even doubling the gold won't buy courage. Not a soul in the tavern dares to escort the lady. They know walking with her is a death sentence. Just then, a mysterious elder emerges from the shadows. He agrees to help, provided the price is right. Meanwhile, our oblivious hero 𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔 is dealing with a crisis of his own at the base. While brushing his teeth, he accidentally bursts into the bathroom. Xiao Shui and the landlady witness the disaster. Thinking he is a legendary pervert, they give him a brutal beatdown. Now bruised, he heads out for breakfast. While walking with Xiao Shui, he learns about the boss's monstrous appetite. Feeding a king is truly expensive. The hero looks like a beggar, because he's unknowingly bankrolling a beastly feast every single day. Suddenly, a swarm of possessed pets blocks their path. Xiao Shui struggles to contain the chaotic mob. A strange old man appears to block the way. Xiao Shui tells 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒑 to run while she handles things. The elder uses bizarre sugar candy techniques to launch deadly attacks. This is no ordinary confectionery master. Not to be outdone, Xiao Shui uses a fried dough stick as a weapon. She easily deflects his strikes. But the elder's true power is terrifying. He shatters his candy into 1,000 shards to trap her. Elsewhere, the self-proclaimed hero 𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔 receives word. She is ready to hunt our unsuspecting protagonist. On his way home, 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒑 is ambushed by 𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔. She views him as the ultimate villain. Rumors have painted him as a heartless playboy. She believes she is delivering divine justice to a scumbag. Under pressure, 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒑 accidentally unleashes the terrifying heavenly dog aura. The shock nearly stops 𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔's heart. Luckily, 𝒊𝒏𝒈 arrives just in time to suppress the monstrous power before he completely loses control. Facing the icy 𝒊𝒏𝒈, the rich girl tries to play the victim, but she cannot hide. 𝒊𝒏𝒈 demands the real reason for the ambush. She knows there is more to this drama. After hearing the truth, 𝒊𝒏𝒈 realizes it was all a hilarious misunderstanding about the hero's dating life. Since Tan is not after the secret power, 𝒊𝒏𝒈 decides to let the delusional girl go free. She even puts on a show, proving 𝒚𝒄 has been a single loser since he was born. Our hero is fuming. Being insulted as a lifelong virgin hurts more than any physical blow. It seems Tan was truly just a confused justice seeker. She wasn't aware of the hidden god-tier power. Intelligence reveals she is just a wealthy heiress who takes her hero role-playing way too seriously. After leaving, Tan realizes the terrifying weight of the boss's reputation. Then, she meets that creepy elder again. He isn't there for the money she owes. The girl's wealth means absolutely nothing to this psycho. The elder demands her life instead. Meanwhile, 𝒚𝒄 and 𝒊𝒏𝒈 return home with one dough stick. The boss is furious at the lack of food. 𝒊𝒏𝒈 explains the attacker was just a misunderstanding. She confirms the girl wasn't targeting the power. Everything seemed settled, but the boss wasn't happy. The boss demands to know about the compensation. Why was the rich girl released for free? The boss explodes in rage. In the world of martial arts, everything must have a price tag. He lectures them on the art of extortion, using their poverty to demand a massive payout. 𝒊𝒏𝒈 hands over Tan's info for the boss. Suddenly, 𝒚𝒄 gets a terrifying text message. School attendance alert. If he misses one more class, he will fail. The hero panics instantly. He dashes towards school, cursing the cruel fate of attendance. Luckily, 𝒊𝒏𝒈 appears on her scooter. She offers him a lift to save his grades. But on the road, the possessed birds return. They bring news that Tan has been kidnapped. The birds beg our heroes to save the girl. Tan wakes up bound by sticky, suffocating sugar. The creepy elder looms over her with a smile. He claims he is taking her to see his dead family. The man is a psycho hunting lookalikes. Just as he prepares to end her life, a pigeon brings a message. Rescue is finally coming. The elder laughs, thinking his abandoned hideout is undiscoverable. He believes he is perfectly safe. But the words are barely out before 𝒊𝒏𝒈 smashes through. The legendary rematch begins now. The two warriors move outside to settle the score. Their blades clash in a lethal, epic dance. Little 𝒊𝒏𝒈 unleashed her frost aura, freezing the old man's sticky candy traps instantly. Swapping her snack for her legendary blade, she proved her true title as a sword saint. The old villain was sent sprawling, while 𝒚𝒄 struggled uselessly with some candy. Just as 𝒊𝒏𝒈 moved to help, the old man pulled a desperate, forbidden trump card. He swallowed a mysterious pill, erupting with a volatile, beastly energy that shook the ground. Forced to stay, 𝒊𝒏𝒈 faced the old man as he mutated into a seven-legged fire demon. She struck before the transformation finished, but the old monster's hide was now impenetrable. Infuriated, the beast roared about disrespectful brats needing a lesson in manners and pain. With his new burst power, the old man crushed 𝒊𝒏𝒈's defenses with earth-shattering strikes. Every punch was a tectonic event, obliterating her barriers and draining her precious spiritual essence. He mocked her lack of parents, but 𝒊𝒏𝒈 fired back with a mouth as sharp as her blade. I grew up alone, but I learned the true meaning of strength, she declared, channeling her ultimate move. Her plum blossom strike crashed down, momentarily grounding the massive, flaming pork beast. She lectured the villain on abusing sacred arts, but his obsession only fueled his madness further. A dark, familiar aura emerged, the terrifying presence of the legendary Tianggu, the celestial hound. One punch sent 𝒊𝒏𝒈 flying like a broken doll. The power gap had become a cosmic abyss. Seeing his friend broken, 𝒚𝒄 felt his inner cowardice warring with his hidden monster. After an agonizing moment of indecision, he finally charged in to save the fallen swordswoman. He tried to carry her away, but the demon beast was too fast, too relentless. 𝒊𝒏𝒈 took a fatal hit to protect them, her life flickering like a candle in a storm. Far away, the Tongtian Corporation detected the forbidden heartfire energy at the site. The Tianggu-enhanced old man stood triumphant, a god of destruction amidst the ruins. 𝒐𝒊 tried a distraction, throwing 𝒊𝒏𝒈's sword back to her in a final, desperate act. Clutching her blade with bloody hands, 𝒊𝒏𝒈 prepared for a final stand to let them flee. 𝒚𝒄 couldn't leave her to die, yet he felt utterly powerless against such a monster. He suddenly remembered the secret. His Tianggu power only wakes up when his brain sleeps. Without a second thought, our hero decided the only way to win was to knock himself out. He grabbed a massive rock and started smashing his own head, looking like a total lunatic. It worked. The Beast King stirred within his subconscious, awakening a power that eclipsed the heavens. This time was different. 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 became a sentient monster, hunting with terrifying, cold precision. The useless boy vanished, replaced by a calamitous force that deleted the old man in one hit. The fire beast was erased from existence, but now the uncontrolled king had a new target. Just as he turned on 𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔, a mysterious squad arrived to suppress the rampant beast. They were outclassed instantly. 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 rose like a nightmare, far beyond their meager containment spells. Even their best fighters couldn't escape the gravitational pull of his sheer, overwhelming dominance. A wounded ·𝒌 signaled them to stall. The Beast King's energy would eventually burn itself out. Luckily, one guy controlled mosquitoes, using an endless swarm to distract the mindless god of war. For an hour, the king chased bugs until the Tianggu energy finally flickered and died. With the chaos over, the trio retreated to the little sun clinic to lick their wounds. ·𝒌 survived the brink of death, saved by her own deep cultivation and some serious luck. Her heart was spared, but the injury was deep, a scar that marked her battle with a god. The doctor ordered a month of bed rest, no fighting, and sleeping strictly on her side. Aunt Chu promised the scars would vanish in 2 months, much to the group's relief. One perverted teammate started imagining anime-style scars, wondering if she'd look like a pirate queen. But a darker mystery remained. Where did that forbidden transformation pill actually come from? A shady power boost potion mimicking the Beast King is flooding the black market. While its creator remains unknown, our hero 𝒌 is in serious trouble. After pushing his limits, 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 has returned as a total, mindless airhead. His internal energy is absolute chaos, blocking his meridians and clouding his sanity. Aunt Chu is fuming while 𝒌 worries about the boy's lost control. A cure exists, but it requires a legendary master to unblock his soul. Clearing such a massive beast-level energy will surely cause a devastating backlash. Master 𝒌 steps in, risking his life to save our oblivious young protagonist. His overwhelming aura shocks everyone as he forces the boy's body to heal. Elsewhere, the villains are trembling in fear, begging their shadowy boss for mercy. The leader mentions Master 𝒌 and a secret plan for the heavenly dog. The Thong Thien group has seized a mysterious flame core from the corpse. A hidden mastermind is now orchestrating a divine resurrection from the shadows. After Master 𝒌's grueling struggle, 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 finally awakens in his normal state. Master 𝒌 is totally drained, but 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 just calls him an old uncle. Feeling ancient, the master almost explodes until the distracts him with cuteness. Finally, they get serious, as Master 𝒌 has a life-changing proposal for him. He suggests 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 quit school to master his insane, god-tier beast power. 𝒌 thought the boy wanted a boring, average life with a normal job. But surprisingly, our hero is ready to dive headfirst into the martial world. 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 realizes he's too weak and vows to protect everyone he loves. However, despite his cool resolve, 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 is still a hilariously awkward dork. He wants to quit but still begs to reserve his credits just in case. Everyone thought he was becoming a legendary hero, but he is just a coward. Master 𝒌 gives up and lets 𝒌 handle the boy's training tonight. After years of being a slacker, 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 finally begins his journey to power. His body is already a vessel, so he just needs to sense the ripples. He struggles to focus while wondering how 𝒌 reads that messy handwriting. Since he cannot find his energy core, 𝒌 must help him feel it. Our forever single hero has never been this physically close to a girl before. The proximity is too much. Cue the classic nosebleed from his pure excitement. 4 titanic energies now clash within him, his own, his father's, and the beast. Added to Master 𝒌's aura, a massive energy vortex forms inside his chest. He must now merge these 4 powers together, or be ripped to pieces. After one sleepless night, our self-unaware monster finally masters his basic internal energy. Next morning, Master 𝒌 wakes up and prepares to take the girls out. He finds 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 outside, face swollen from mosquitoes he ignored while training. While buying breakfast, 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 and 𝒌 realize they are being shadowed. But in Master 𝒌's territory, no lowly thug would dare touch the Beast King. 𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔 arrives with urgent news, but the duo does not really care. until she offers a $50,000 commission, then 𝑲𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔 is totally in. The thought the main character would bite, but it was the girl instead. Over breakfast, they plot to take down the illegal drug ring once and for all. 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 feels too weak to help, and 𝑲𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔 needs months to recover. With Master 𝒊𝒏𝒈 forced to stay hidden, our heroes face a difficult choice. Pretending her cultivation was drained from saving our hero, she staged a dramatic exit. The Little Sun squad remained unfazed, knowing her sharp wit would guide her back. Returning to her secret lair, our crafty heroine prepared for a high-stakes underworld deal. She secured the forbidden elixir, the same legendary serum that granted that old man godlike strength. With a mountain of gold and empty promises, she seduced the dealer into mass production. The merchant retreated to his hideout, dreaming of the riches the Sun Lady had promised. Suddenly, shadow assassins struck. Accused of selling fraudulent pills, the dealer fell in a bloodbath. With his dying breath, he entrusted his legacy and his family's safety to young Xiaoliu. Unaware of the massacre, 𝒁𝒐𝒏𝒕 prepared to flex her success to the Little Sun team. But her triumph turned to ash. Realizing she'd been sold out, the trap finally snapped shut. Kidnapped to a desolate peak, she faced a ruthless underworld kingpin thirsty for the truth. They tried to break her spirit, but she played them until they resorted to brutal violence. Unleashing her toxic bug arts, she held the line until a hidden legend finally arrived. Enter Xiaoliu, a total sleeper build possessing the raw power of a demon beast king. In a literal blink, the enemies were erased. Our heroine was saved by this accidental powerhouse. Meanwhile, 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 tracked her GPS, completely oblivious to the legendary slaughter ahead. Seeing a pack of thugs, our duo prepared to rescue her from certain doom. Little 𝒊𝒏𝒈 didn't hesitate, diving into the fray like a devastating, ice-cold blizzard. 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 stepped up, no longer the weakling he was just 2 short days ago. His basic fist technique unleashed a shockwave that accidentally shattered the very mountainside. He complained about being slow, while his clumsy strikes pulverized everything in his path. 𝒊𝒏𝒈 froze them solid, letting 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 unleash his terrifying, monster-level strength upon them. 5 minutes of absolute domination later, the entire enemy squad was begging for mercy. They used the enemy's own traps to bury them alive. Justice served in true Manhwa fashion. Escorting her home, Xiaoliu revealed the tragic past of his fallen martial arts master. His boss was a saint who saved him, teaching him the ultimate ways of war. Destiny eventually led them into the dark heart of the massive heavenly corporation's shadow. Suspecting a deep conspiracy, 𝒁𝒐𝒏𝒕 tried to bait more secrets from her savior. But Xiaoliu simply dropped her at the station to protect his master's orphaned family. Suddenly, Tycoon Sun He-ping appeared, offering $1 million bounty for his runaway daughter. The heiress had vanished for 10 days, allegedly eloping with some mysterious, handsome rogue. Her father was ready for war over his 14-year-old daughter's supposed secret marriage. Just as the check was signed, the missing girl strolled right into the office. Her father was stunned. Did this group just use a god-tier summoning spell on her? With his master's affairs settled, Xiaoliu returned to the shadows to plan his next move. Daily life resumed at the Little Sun office, fueled by the usual chaotic energy. 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 pulled his classic no-knock move, walking right into a bathroom disaster with the boss. Banned from breakfast, he decided to win over Jiang 𝒊𝒏𝒈 with his expert cooking skills. One moment he's a hero, the next he's a total social disaster with little 𝒊𝒏𝒈. With a $100,000 monthly rent check, the Sun Lady was officially moving in. Her father's parting rule: never start a fight, but absolutely decimate anyone who does. Peace was short-lived as the Heavenly Group sent their elite hitmen after Xiaoliu. These low-level mobs were nothing before Xiaoliu's hidden, Beast King-level power. The cowards used innocent hostages to lure him into a deadly trap at 9 Dragon Peak. The stage is set at the cursed mountain for a bloodbath of epic proportions. The elite assassins of the 12 Laws lay in wait, including the fierce 𝒉. Xiaoliu arrives alone at Kowloon, ready to trade his life to rescue his boss's family. While the villains haggle over their blood money, Liu tosses them a prehistoric brick phone. 𝒉 orders a capture, but Liu moves like a ghost, striking first with terrifying speed. One Azure Dragonclaw strike sends the elite assassin spinning, totally erasing his sense of direction. Liu follows up with a brutal combo, leaving the crowd gasping at the supposed one-shot kill. 𝒉 staggers up, blaming luck, but Liu is already lunging at the next master, 𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒈. This woman is different, effortlessly parrying Liu's strike with a cold, mocking grace. Not wanting to waste his limitless energy, Liu offers the phone to settle the debt. The corporate villains suspect a trap, but their diviner senses something even more shocking. The oracle reveals Liu is so broke he can't afford vegetables, let alone a backup phone. Convinced he's just a poor dork, they warn their boss not to stiff them on payment. The thugs decide to let him go, completely unaware they just survived a literal monster. 𝒂𝒏𝒈 watches Liu leave, strangely impressed by the raw power hidden beneath his rags. She senses a familiar aura in his spirit, one that reminds her of a legendary master. Van Phi is still thirsty for blood, but 𝒂𝒏𝒈 isn't interested in his suicidal pride. Just as the assassin prepares to strike, 𝒂𝒏𝒈 KOs him with a single, annoyed slap. Liu leaves, having finished his mission, but he immediately commits the ultimate accidental flex. Our genius main character sells a $5,000 gift card for a measly $1,800. Meanwhile, the underworld is trembling with rumors of a new, overpowered disciple in town. They say this mystery warrior thrashed the 12 laws without breaking a single sweat. Everyone suspects the legendary 𝒊𝒏𝒈 has finally unleashed his secret weapon. Son The brings Liu home, introducing him as the neighborhood's humble, god-tier savior. She brags about his 1 versus 10 victory and his supposed mastery of divine arts. 𝒔 and Jiang Shui are introduced as heroes, while poor 𝒤𝒏𝒈 is ignored. 𝒔 stares at Liu, sensing a terrifyingly familiar energy radiating from the boy's soul. He realizes the rumored monster everyone is terrified of is standing right in front of him. After a few questions, it's confirmed. Liu is the one who humbled the elite assassins. The stingy master surprisingly offers Liu $3,000 a month plus free room and board. Liu happily accepts, narrating his minor scuffle while the others listen in absolute shock. 𝒔 warns them to be careful, as the world of sorcerers is becoming a war zone. Back at the corporation, they scan the old phone but find absolutely nothing suspicious. They assume Liu was just a lucky idiot, but the truth is far more calculated. Our hero predicted their mind-reading tricks and hid the real formula at a photo shop. They head to the shop, only to find the entire building engulfed in mysterious flames. A white-haired man emerges from the smoke, radiating an aura of pure, unadulterated dread. He greets them like old friends, revealing a dark past with 𝒔 and others. Liu senses no killing intent, yet the man's invisible pressure makes everyone nearly faint. The stranger is Lin Yigang, a legendary criminal who has broken every law imaginable. Once a sworn brother to the masters, he is now a monster addicted to chaos. Yigang offers to reveal the forbidden secrets that 𝒔 has kept hidden for years. Liu lunges to attack, but he is instantly suppressed by a power beyond his comprehension. The power gap is a mountain. Yigang reveals the truth about the Calamity Pill. He speaks of Kunlun Mountain, the fabled home of gods where humans can transcend mortality. The path to godhood is open, and the world is about to witness a true revolution. A century ago, the heavens split as 7 divine star powers descended upon the mortal realm. Our hero, 𝒤𝒏𝒈, unknowingly carries the heavenly dog, the most stable power in 50 years. Learning he is the key to the gods' homeland, our OP protagonist is completely losing his mind. This world-shattering king of beasts was sealed inside him by his father's ultimate life sacrifice. As old memories surface, a chilling voice suddenly interrupts the silence through a nearby phone. It's a warning to the hidden sect leader. Forget the old oath, and the world burns. A trap! The hidden sect disciples formed a massive barrier to imprison the legendary 𝒊𝒏𝒈'. Luckily, a timely call from Jiang Tuyet allows the old master to shatter the seal instantly. Seeing the beast-tier reinforcement arrive, the villainous Lam Not Khan decides to retreat for now. Before vanishing, he leaves 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 with a choice that will determine the world's very fate. While the villain talks trash, the clueless sidekicks think they're just old friends catching up. As tension peaks, 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 accidentally flexes his monstrous aura, forcing both masters to stop. Wait, if the trio were brothers, was my own father actually a high-ranking dark villain? Confirmed! His father was a core member, sending our confused hero into a total existential crisis. 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 panics, wondering if he's actually the heir to a throne of pure cinematic evil. The legendary trio was torn apart, one dead, while the survivors chose 2 opposite paths. While Tiet wants to bury the past, Lam is consumed by a burning desire for vengeance. With his family and sect destroyed, he plans to drag the entire world into the abyss. He refuses to surrender like a coward, demanding that 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 embrace his destiny of power. Power is the only law, he screams, wanting 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 to lead the New World Order. But boss Tyrant worries. Once you taste God, like strength, your humanity begins to wither away. Jiang Tuyet scoffs, claiming 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 is way too lazy to ever become a world-ending tyrant. He just wants to graduate and find a job. Ambition? This guy barely wants to wake up. Boss Tiet is moved to tears. It's been years since someone defended a soul so simple. Back at the secret base, wounds are treated as the forbidden history finally begins to unfold. No more lies. Old man Tiet prepares to reveal the bloody truth from 15 years ago. The story starts like an epic legend, though 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 keeps rudely cutting to the chase. The hidden sect wasn't always dark. It began as a righteous beacon for the forgotten weak. It started with 2 heroes and a gifted orphan who would eventually become their strongest leader. That genius was 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, who transformed the sect into a terrifyingly massive global force. They protected the low-level sorcerers, dreaming of a world where the strong didn't eat the weak. But the dream shattered when the previous host of the heavenly dog power was finally exposed. Every major sect began a blood-soaked manhunt to claim the ultimate beast for themselves. The hidden sect fought the entire world to protect the host, sparking an endless, brutal war. They stood invincible, until a mysterious monster known as the Golden Core Master appeared. This man possessed cheat code's strength, slaughtering the world's greatest experts like they were nothing. The trio had to break their limits, unleashing a forbidden power to stop the godlike butcher. They won, but the heavenly dog became a masterless beast, threatening to consume the entire planet. With the beast weakened by battle, 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏's father made a choice that changed everything forever. He sacrificed his entire cultivation to seal the demon beast king inside his infant son's body. But a king cannot be caged. As the power recovers, the seal is starting to break. For years, they've been secretly siphoning its energy, just to keep the world from blowing up. The old man tries to sleep, but 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 isn't done with his infinite questions yet. Forced to continue, Tiet reveals how the world turned against them after their greatest victory. Once the threat vanished, the great sects realized the hidden sect was now too powerful to live. The betrayal began. The great sects united to crush the hidden disciples. 𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔 was wounded, and the hero fell. Lin the Untamed fought like a demon, but the tide was unstoppable. To save his kin, the leader made a final sacrifice. The organization dissolved into shadows. The 3 major sects arose as victors, claiming to be the world's new righteous protectors. Today, they rule the sorcerer world with an iron fist. But the remnants of the hidden disciples have returned from hell. Led by the radical Lin, they fight for the weak using brutal methods. To them, the end justifies the bloody means. As for 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏's father, his light has faded forever. Their last meeting felt like a flickering candle in a storm. He vanished without a trace, leaving only mysteries. 𝒊𝒏𝒈'𝒔 reveals a terrifying secret hidden deep within 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏's soul. A massive chi seal traps a monster inside him, set to explode by age 20. Only a narrow path to survival remains. Sorcery is madness, 𝒔 warns. It's a gambler's game where you bet your life for power. In this world, honor is dead. Betrayal is the only currency here. The righteous were slaughtered by those they once saved. Chivalry has become a forgotten myth. Only 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏's father stayed true to the path. Now, the boy carries a cursed demon beast king power within him. He must master this overwhelming energy or be erased. The clock is ticking toward his inevitable and violent awakening. Terrified, 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 begs for a way to live. But with his chaotic energy, standard cultivation is a certain death sentence. Your chi is a mess, 𝒔 scoffs. Normal spells will blow you apart. His only hope? The brutal National Martial Arts Hall. He must forge his body into a vessel for the beast. While they usually reject outsiders, a secret deal is struck. 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 must train like a demon to survive. But a darker secret about the previous heavenly dog remains hidden. 𝒔 keeps the truth buried deep. Meanwhile, the elite 12 laws of the hidden disciples are sensing a new presence. Their mysterious leader has invited a monster to join them. The gears of fate are turning, but some remain blissfully unaware. The high-ranking female disciples care nothing for politics. They'd rather spend their time drinking and complaining about their single lives. 2 powerful beauties lamenting their lack of romance? Truly, even in the sorcerer world, finding a good man is hard. 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 finally arrives at the martial arts academy. Little Snow leads him, unaware her student is a walking nuclear bomb. After a quick breakfast, the training officially begins. To everyone's shock, Min-Vu is progressing at an impossible, godlike speed. He's already stabilized his inner Qi. But peace is short-lived when a familiar, terrifying aura fills the morning air. The radical leader, Lin, appears again. Beside him stands a master of the 12 laws, radiating pure, suffocating pressure. The offer is simple: join us and rule. But Min-Vu isn't the same weakling from the fire anymore. He remembers the lives ruined and the sins committed. With a cold gaze, he delivers a legendary and blunt rejection. No hesitation, no fear. He spits in the face of the most dangerous man alive, shocking everyone watching the confrontation. He calls out their crimes one by one. Lin doesn't deny them. He simply smiles, claiming it was for the goal. But Min-Vu doesn't back down. He stands his ground against the monsters, his voice steady, despite the overwhelming killing intent. Little Snow is stunned by his spine. But as soon as the enemies vanish, the hero's facade finally begins to crumble. Lin leaves with a chilling warning, acknowledging Min-Vu's potential. Little did he know, Min-Vu was actually trembling in fear. The pressure almost shattered his Qi. Just as Little Snow tries to praise him, he looks like a complete ghost. They return to the Sun House, where his bravery becomes legendary. His reputation is growing entirely by accident and total misunderstanding. Everyone looks at him like he's some hidden dragon. But the hero's welcome ends quickly as the real hell begins. It's time for combat training. The master doesn't go easy on anyone, and Min-Vu is the prime target now. Martial instructor Ma begins the trial. The goal? Simple footwork around a pillar. But for Min-Vu, it's a disaster. He trips and fumbles like a complete amateur. Little Snow watches from the sidelines, face-palming at his pathetic, clumsy display. He's hopeless, she sighs. Just then, an arrogant genius named 𝒊𝒏𝒈 arrives, looking to show off his skills. He tries to flirt with Little Snow, but his ego is bigger than his talent. A challenge is soon issued. To get rid of him, they suggest a duel. 𝒊𝒏𝒈 laughs, offering Min-Vu 3 free hits. Big mistake. Min-Vu doesn't waste words. He prepares a strike, but he looks so weak that Vi doesn't even bother guarding. He senses 0 Qi from the boy. Is this a joke? He sneers. But in a split second, the air freezes. Boom! A catastrophic explosion of energy erupts from Min-Vu's palm. The accidental flex shatters the entire training hall floor. 𝒊𝒏𝒈 is sent flying through the walls like a rag doll. Everyone freezes. Was he hiding god-level power all along? Instructor Ma returns to find the gym in ruins. Min-Vu stands there confused, while everyone screams, "Stop pretending to be weak." Instructor Ma was paralyzed with shock while treating 𝒊𝒏𝒈. He could not believe the boy had failed to protect his meridians from such a devastating internal blow. It turned out a terrifyingly sharp energy had rampaged through his body like a wild beast. This was the work of none other than Min-Vu. When Ma learned the boy was the legendary Snow Emperor's disciple, he turned pale as a ghost. Despite his lack of refined footwork, Min-Vu's raw power was already god tier. Ma urgently warned his student to swallow his pride and apologize immediately. Gaining the favor of this little son was the only way to survive the coming storm. But the very next day, something happened that neither the master nor the student could have ever predicted. Min-Vu had suddenly become an overnight sensation. In just 24 hours, the boy ascended to the peak of high society. Investors were lining up with bags of gold while girls swarmed around him like stars in the sky. Rumors about the heavenly dog dwelling within him had spread like wildfire, likely thanks to 𝒊𝒏𝒈's loose tongue. Suddenly, Ma's humble class was overflowing with eager new students. However, our main character handled the chaotic crowd with the grace of a true master. He remained completely unfazed by the sudden temptation of power and beauty. Instructor Ma watched in awe, realizing this young man was destined for greatness. He vowed to cement their bond, even though Min-Vu's footwork practice was still a total disaster. It seemed the boy had 0 talent for rhythmic movement. In a hilarious twist, the delivery girl Xiaolu mastered the complex steps just by watching while bringing lunch. She was a hidden genius. While casually chatting with the girls outside, Xiaolu easily deflected the instructor's heavy punch. Her cultivation was deep enough to challenge the 12 laws. During lunch, Min-Vu realized with a sigh just how massive the gap was between his raw strength and Xiaolu's effortless skill. But the peace did not last long. 𝒊𝒏𝒈's teacher called, screaming at her for skipping classes for so long. It was then that 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 realized his junior was actually his senior at school. Suddenly, Jiang Tuyet received a high-priority mission from the boss. A top-tier idol named Vu Thien had been assassinated by a rogue sorcerer, and the higher-ups were furious. The entire sorcery world was being mobilized to find the killer. 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 was confused. Who could possibly possess the authority to command every sorcerer in the country? The answer was the state. Even the most powerful magicians had to bow down when faced with the overwhelming might of tanks, fighter jets, and modern artillery. Fueled by heroic spirit, the team rushed toward the emergency meeting, only to be stopped by the police. It turns out even legendary sorcerers cannot escape a traffic ticket. After paying their fines and losing precious time, they finally arrived. Since the Snow Emperor was absent, the other arrogant factions began to look down on the young group. However, the moment they saw Jiang Tuyet, the mockers turned into obedient children. Nobody dared to offend anyone connected to the terrifying Snow Emperor. The meeting leader appeared and immediately silenced the room. The state's representative made it clear that the era of lawless, free-roaming sorcerers was coming to a brutal end. They were given a strict ultimatum: find the murderer within 48 hours. The legendary elders in the room all stayed silent, terrified of taking on such a risky task. As 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏's group prepared to leave, Elder Chu stopped them. He wanted to borrow the power of the heavenly dog to sharpen the human senses for the investigation. 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 hesitated, unsure if he could even control the demon beast within him yet. This uncertainty caused the vice sect leader of Van Hop Hall to grow suspicious. The previous host of the heavenly dog had godlike senses, so why was this boy so clueless? Elder Chu decided to send them away, not wanting to waste more time. Just then, Tan the stepped up, eager to show off her secret ancestral technique. She prepared to cast the legendary soul-guiding fly art to track the killer. Though they looked like giant, ugly flies, the spell was a forbidden fusion of Thai sorcery and ancient blood charms. These insects could lock onto a target's energy forever. By scanning the battlefield's residual traces, the flies could distinguish between the victim and the culprit. After a tense moment, the spell finally activated with a buzz. The group followed the swarm as it flew across the city with incredible speed. To their absolute horror, the trail led straight to the gates of the Thong Thien group. This was one of the 3 most powerful sects in the entire world of sorcery. The accidental hero was about to walk right into the tiger's den for a final showdown. High-level government summits are sounding the alarm. The era of lawless sorcerers is finally coming to an end. A 48-hour deadline has been set. Find the mastermind, or else. Yet, the top-tier powerhouses all stay silent. No one wants this ticking time bomb of a mission. Just as the group turns to leave, Elder Chu calls out. He demands the legendary heavenly dog's aid. That primal beast power can hyper-evolve a human's 5 senses instantly. Though Chu 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 is just a host, that hidden king-level strength is the only key to cracking this case. But the boy just stands there looking confused. The vice sect leader scoffs, unimpressed by this so-called secret weapon. Past incarnations were godlike, so why is this one so dense? Has he failed to fully tame the beast within? When 𝒚𝒓𝒂𝒏 admits he has zero control over his powers, Elder Chu decides they are a complete waste. He kicks the group out, wanting no part of their incompetence. But then, Tone the steps forward with a smirk. She's ready to flex. It's time to unveil her family's forbidden secret art, the legendary soul descending fly technique. They look like weird, big-headed flies, but don't be fooled. It's a terrifying fusion of Thai sorcery and blood curses. By combining the Miao territory's ancient hexes, she's resurrected a mythical tracking spell that scares even the gods. These flies lock onto a target's chi signature. Once they catch the scent, there is nowhere on Earth to hide. By analyzing the residual energy from the battlefield, they pinpoint the exact frequencies of both the victim and the killer. Success! The tracking flies surge forward, leading them straight to the culprit's lair. But the location is absolutely shocking. It's the Thong Thien group, one of the 3 legendary great sects. The hunt for the mastermind has officially begun. The meeting resumes, but the tension is suffocating. The killer is still among them. Old Chu signals a retreat. They recall the spies and act as if nothing happened. The vice sect leader sighs in defeat. Even their legendary divine dog found 0 clues. It's a total dead end. No fingerprints, no footage. The police are completely baffled. A desperate suggestion arises. Forbidden goo worms. Could they track the killer's primal energy? Impossible. That dark art is lost to history. If science failed, magic is failing too. Old Chu plays the crowd. If the law is silent, the killer is a god. This is a political trap. The government is baiting the magic world into a war. They want total control. The killer must be an elite master hidden in plain sight. The room explodes in panic. Every grandmaster is suddenly sweating, desperately proving their innocence. The trail points toward the 𝒂𝒏𝒕 CEO. A corporate monster pulling the strings. But wait, urgent mission. Forget the murder. We must find Mrs. Wang's lost cat. Back at the villa, the hunt for justice is replaced by a search for Kitty. Boss Tuyet drops a bombshell. The government already knows the killer's identity via Na. They're hiding the truth on purpose. They want the sects to tear each other apart. Weakened sects mean easy control. The government is playing a long, deadly game. The plan is simple. Let the internal war bleed them dry before stepping in. The magic world has been chaotic for too long. The government will be its master. Everything is falling apart. The future of sorcery looks like a total disaster zone. The boss issues a strict order. Stay low, focus on training, and stop causing trouble, especially our hero of justice. It's time for her to focus on high school. Mission accomplished. The cat is found. Our OP main character truly handles every epic task. Peace returns, sort of. Just a Demon King level being struggling with everyday chores. Between Minvu's bad habits and Jiang Tuyet's diet struggles, the villa is never quiet. Secret meetings in the shadows begin. 𝒂𝒏𝒕 group is finally stepping into the light. The major sects are forming an alliance. They've successfully isolated the corporate giants. Sister True suspects a deeper plot. Does this have anything to do with the hidden sect? Van Hop-Duong's sudden leadership is suspicious. Someone is manipulating this entire conflict. The government holds the winning card. They'll reveal the truth when the blood starts flowing. 𒂂💏💏 is desperate to reclaim their throne. But they have a snake in the grass. A traitor lurks within. 𝒂𝒏𝒏𝒂𝒏 is using this chaos for his own agenda. Revenge for the fallen sects is coming. A war of vengeance is about to ignite. Hit that like button and share. Support us for more epic Manhwa recap adventures.